I almost couldn't find my tripod. Then I go downstairs in the kids' room, and there it go. Kids always stealing stuff. But I am going to do a graduation shirt image tutorial. We are going to have, let's see, I have an order for one, so I'm going to go ahead and get one done live for you. It will look something like this once done. Good morning. And I did start it, but I'm going to go ahead and restart it so that you all can see how I do it from the beginning. So I already have my template, which is this here, minus the pictures. I don't usually have these pictures in here as my template. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take them out. Not like that though. Give me 1 second. I'm finna go let my dog in. So this template that I have is just a template that I had received from someone. I don't mind sharing it, so I'll put it in a group. And it comes, let's see, let's do a whole new one. Save my original template and let's get a new document. So it comes like this. Upload. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I still have it in here. 2020. There it is. So this is how it came. You don't have to use this one. I'm going to post just, let me ungroup this. I can't ungroup it. But I'm going to post just this bottom portion here in the group. But this is how I received it. So the way that I take this apart, because it's not grouped together, it's just a PNG image. The way that I take it apart is I will create a shape. Open up my shape. And pull it just like that. Highlight them both and slice it. So I am going to use both parts now that I can see how it did that. So now it's two different pieces. And all you have to do is line this piece up with this piece. Let's move it to the front. And there's your image. For this here, you will need to slice these images out as well. So in order to do that, we're going to take each individual one of these and slice them as well. So we're going to pull up an image, well, another shape, square, and we're going to do that and slice it. And we're going to do that for each number. And once we do that, it's going to come apart. So then we can fit it right in there. Delete these here. We don't need that anymore. We're going to pull up a new shape and do the same thing. Highlight out both of those and slice. So now we got another middle piece for the O. And do the same thing just one more time. And we only have to do it one more time because once we slice this 2 off, the O will be by itself. So now we have our 2 and our 0. So now we have the full set. And then what I'm going to do, since I have this like this, is I want to slice the the inside of these, because right now it's just one single piece. If I switch it to no fill, it's just going to be one single piece. So we want to slice that middle out. Let's go back. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. And you can only slice 2 at a time, so I can't put the other ones in there. If I could, I would, but I can't. So we're going to do that and then slice it. Now that's out. Let me send this to the front. Slice it again. You can also just use the 2 that was in there, which is what I think I want to do. Let me go back because it fits better. I'm just going back to the 0 that we sliced and pulling that white piece back. And I'm doing this by hitting the back button. There we go. So I'm going to keep this one instead of the red one. Range, move forward. On my wrist. And then we're going to slice that. And I'm just moving the individual numbers forward to the front so that I can see them and know where to place them. And then we got our 2 into the front. And slice it as well. So now we got our pieces. So just like that. Okay, so once we have those, for your pictures, inserting your pictures inside of these, you want to not actually pull a picture. When you do your upload, instead of uploading an image, you want to upload a pattern, because we're going to put those pictures inside of here as if they were a pattern. So you'll just go to upload, and I have my pictures on my computer already, and it's these 4 here, so I already have them in, but upload, select the picture that you want to do, and click save, and it's just going to save it, just that simple. So the way that you find those pictures, since they're not uploaded as an image, you'll find them here. So we'll take, let me put this in the back. So this O here, let me do one you all can see in the screen. So this 2, it's a print already. So what we're gonna do, I just changed it to a print. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change that to a pattern, and this is where you find your patterns. So I'm gonna open her up right in there. And if you don't like the placement of the way that they are, you can edit the pattern. And I'm just going to pull it forward a bit and up a bit so that we can see her face. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so we're gonna leave it just like that. And then the next one is the O. We'll do the same thing. It's already a print. We're gonna change it to a pattern. Upload the picture that we want to be in that pattern. And then I'm going to edit it as well. Why the edit ain't. Wouldn't let me edit. I don't know why. There we go. So for this one, I am going to make her into maybe like 4 or 6 pieces. how many ever it takes to get that second bottom head out of there. So I think 4 would be good. And then I'm just going to move it over. Wrong way. And I'm going to move it over until that line is in the middle of the O. And part of her head is not showing right here, and I do want that to show, so I'm going to see if I can bring it down without it distorting it. And then pull it forward. Might have to bring it over some more. There we go. And then up. I'll leave it like that. And then we'll just continue to do that for all the pictures that you have to put in there. And I'm going to go ahead and do the O while I'm at it. Pattern and a picture. So I'm going to leave the 2 as it is, and then this O right here I want to edit as well. And you can edit it to your liking. Done. Okay, so once I do that is when I go in and I change the color of this here. I'm going to change it to a cut because it needs to actually be cut. I'm going to use burgundy vinyl because she wants a white shirt with burgundy outline of her pictures. So I just always change it to the color that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to attach. You can or you don't have to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. When I don't want them to move, I go ahead and I highlight all my numbers and I attach them. That way they don't move. And then I can group all of this together. And that way it's all one piece. And then only thing that she wants is class of, and then 2020 as the big number, and then the child's name. So what I'm going to do is pull in some text for class of. And if you don't have an Etsy page and you plan to do this shirt, I highly suggest it next year getting the Etsy page and posting this on your Etsy page, because I have sold over maybe like 300 of these shirts and they are priced at $30 online for my Etsy page. Yes, this is Cricket. I've had shirt orders for like 30 plus shirts each and every time. This is one order for just a single shirt. It's getting winding down and getting closer. And even with the pandemic that we had, these people were still ordering these shirts. So with the class of, I am going to change the font. And I think I know what font I want to use. I think Sunshine would be a good font. Only thing I hate about Cricut is the, you know, when you download fonts from Dafont, they come detached and you have to attach them back together. Since I've started working in Photoshop and a few other design software, this now annoys me. I didn't have a problem with fixing it at first, but now it annoys me. But the way that you would fix that is just go up to the letter spacing and close it in. I think that's good enough. I don't like the way the O is with the F, so I'm going to ungroup it all and then just kind of slide this one back over either with the arrow key, or you can just move it with your mouse. So I'm going to highlight them back, attach them, size that up a bit, and put it up here. I don't know if I wanted to twist a little bit, maybe so. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And then I'll just change this to the exact same color, because the whole thing of the design will be this one color. I don't know if I wanted to actually touch because I am going to weld it together in the end. That should be fine. And then the name, which I need to find the name. So I'm just going to my notes from Etsy and with my messages with the customer and just finding out what the name is for this. Maybe it's on the order. It is Shavera. So text box SHEVER, no, SHAVERA, and I'll go back and make sure that I spelled that right. And however they have it spelled in their notes is how I'm going to spell it on the shirt. If it is incorrectly, they can let me know, because I do send a mock-up. And I'll show you how I do that. So this is her name. I'm going to keep the same font. I actually wanted the font for her name, so that's why I used it for the class of as well. I'm going to close this in as well using my letter spacer. And it seems like they are touching, but that E and that R, I want to close in a little bit more. So I'm going to highlight it. Ungroup it, highlight the R and the A, and attach it. And then move those two together. It just helps when I attach letters that are already close together. I attach them first and then move it if I have to move it closer to other letters. Highlight them both and attach. Open that up, and I'm not sure if I want this to be, I don't think I want none of this to touch or overlap, I should say. And that's all I believe that she wanted. Class of 2020 graduate. So she did want graduate. So I'm going to pull this down because I'm going to put graduate in there. And that means I need to pull more text. And I'm going to change this font to my college font, which I have to, but I like the block one better for these. And I'm just going to open it up here. This is 11.216, so I'm going to make this the same. 11.216 in length. And that way when I highlight them both and align them, they are the exact same size. And we're going to align center. There we go. And this I'll put right here. Maybe I'll let it overlap with the graduate. I'm going to ungroup this because I don't want the letters to change. And I'm going to hide the numbers. I'm going to hide the numbers, which are attached together. Highlight all of this and attach it. And then weld. So now it's all one piece. So it's going to cut just like that. Let's see what the size of it is. For this shirt, it is a, let's see, size extra large. So I'm going to do it the biggest size, which I'm going to make it. Let me undo this so I can highlight it all. I'm going to open that up and make this image 11.5 width by 11.5 height. And we are done pretty much. What I do to send, I'm gonna group it together. What I do to send a mock-up, let's change our screen size, bring it down. I take the lines out, pull up my snipping tool, create a new one, highlight it, and save it. Save it as grad shirt design. And then I can X out of it. And I'll just go to my Etsy. I will go to our messages. This is her. I'll upload it into here and show her. And once she responds back and say that it's okay, I'll go ahead and start printing and cutting. Yes, it will stay up. It shouldn't be down that far. I'm going to show you the paper that I use also. Here it is. And I'll type a message, how's this for your shirt design? And I'll let them make any kind of changes they would like. And that's it. So the paper that I use for when you send this to print, let me save. Grad shirt design. I always save. I usually save in between certain things because as earlier today I flipped the circuit breaker just because I thought my refrigerator went out, and it didn't. It was just that the kitchen outlets, 3 of my kitchen outlets are down. So right now I have an extension cord going from my living room to my kitchen, and I had to call the maintenance, see if they can come out and fix it. But I had went downstairs first to switch the breakers, and I accidentally cut the computer off. I was halfway done with this project, and since I had to redo it, that's why I came on live. But when you go to make it, cancel. Why did it say that? Because these are attached. Okay, so I did have my numbers attached. I do have to detach them, I should say. So I got to ungroup the entire thing, grab the numbers, and detach them because they will not cut attached because it's too big. You know, Cricut only lets us print to cut 6.75 by 9.25. So they will cut individually. Let's resave that and then go to make. So all of my numbers are print on a sheet of paper. I use Nina's I don't know if I'll post the link, but it's Nina's 3G Jet Opaque heat transfer paper. It's kind of dark in here, so I don't know if you can see it, but it just comes in a sheet, and it has the squares to cut if you only want to use a certain amount. I guess if I put it up there, you can see it. But that's what I use for my transfer. It's the best that I've used. I've went through like 4 different brands of paper for heat transfer paper, print to cut paper, and this one does not fold under the heat. It just lays flat and then it bends. Maybe once she confirms this, I can go ahead and do a live on pressing it, because this paper is the truth. But you'll just go to print to cut. I go ahead and be sure that you mirror your cut image, the class of 2020 graduate. You're going to want to mirror that because it is going to be a heat transfer. And then these do not have to be mirrored because you're just going to lay it flat on the shirt. So once she does confirm that, if I have time, I'll go ahead and come back on live. Did anybody have any other questions? This can be subbed. If you want to sub it, you would basically just highlight all of your image and change the entire thing to a print. So, but the thing of it is, you don't even have to do that, because the way that I sliced it out of here, so you know we had the snipping tool, we sliced it out. What you'll want to do is pull it into a different program. So let's say if we were using Word, you'll use Word to do it. And I just changed my paper from this to 13 by 19 because you can't print that big size in Cricut. I do think it's better than the Avery. So I'm using my 7710, change the paper size to 13 by 19. I already have a setting in here to mirror my image, so it's going to mirror it. I always let it show me a print preview ahead of time, but you'll just pull that into here because now it's a PNG. Once you snipped it, it became a PNG. So here it is here. You want to wrap text behind text. That way you can move your image around. And I just pull it up and pull it out and print. So when I go to print, it's going to automatically mirror my image because I have it set up to do so. And that's how you would do it for a sublimation shirt. What do you mean by fade? No, I have had one that faded. If you're talking about like during wash, I have had a heat transfer paper that faded badly. And I hurried and switched because I noticed it myself, and I messaged a few of my customers who I know I had sold shirts to ask them had they had problems with it. And one person did say nobody else had anything to say about it, and nobody had even complained about it, but I wanted to know, and I did switch it then. That was the first time I switched to another brand. And that brand, the brand that I switched to, was actually working perfectly fine for me, except when I would put it on my heat press, or put it on my shirt, or put it on something, it would curl up from the heat. And I was just still using it. Sometimes it would curl up and stick together, and I would have to print it again. So with this paper, I have none of those issues. So that's why I say it is really good paper to use. Did anyone have any other questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. You're welcome. I'll go ahead and end this live, and then once I get ready to cut that shirt, I'll come back live. Might have kids in the background. They'll be woke. I'm going to go ahead and show you all how to press this 2020 shirt that we did this morning on the live. Move, Logan. So I have printed it, cut it, and weeded it. And the first thing I do is lay the actual vinyl down. And I get it right where I want it. And I am pressing, move back, London, pressing for 15 seconds on 320.
Mama, say I will do my magic powers.
Your magic powers. Oh, okay. So this don't take long at all. That's a little tight. Let me pull that up some. Okay. So that has been pressed. And then I'll show you how to fit the letters in using that the Nina printable vinyl heat transfer paper, which I swear by and I love. So it has been printed. It usually prints a little dull, and it'll brighten up. So if this is the color, it's really gonna brighten up once it gets heated. London. And I cut it on a paper setting. That way it still comes up like a sticker. So it's cut on a paper setting. Some people like to cut it on a printable vinyl setting. And when you do that, it is a deeper cut. So it's going to cut each letter out. I like to peel it off like a sticker. So you just peel it right out. And that is cut on a paper setting. And as I said, it don't curl up. It lays right down. I kind of hold it for a second and it forms right into the shape. And I slide it around. That's it. With the other printable transfer paper that I used to use, I would have to press each one individually just to keep the heat from touching it. And as soon as it would go down, it would start to curl up from the heat. So I would have to hurry up, put it down, put my my cover sheet on, and hurry up and print it. With this, I don't have to do that. I can get all 4 of my numbers down before I do my transfer. Before I do my heating, which is what I like about this paper. It's not curling up or anything. It lays right down flat onto the shirt. So if you missed the first live where we actually did the letter, the design, it was about an hour ago. It's on the live. I did save it. You can go back and watch it. I'm thinking about going ahead and uploading this one to my YouTube page as well, so it'll be there as well. But as you can see, there's no curling or anything. I'm just peeling away from the backing like a sticker and placing it in each one of these sections. And I press it at the same time that I press the vinyl at. So the only thing I need to do is cover it with my Teflon sheet and press.
I know what he's done.
Again, that's at 320 degrees for 15 seconds. It varies depending on what I pressed beforehand. This time when I came down here to turn it on, it was on 400 set for 60. I just pushed it down until I got to a number that I felt comfortable with. And that's it. And as long as you can see the shirt print through your vinyl or your lettering, you know that it has attached well. So that is it for this graduation shirt. I'll get it bagged. I'll do bag all of my shirts in a t-shirt bag and get it shipped off. Thank you all for watching.